What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, CEO of G.A.R Capital. You have it locked in here, 9 a.m. every morning, market days. We do the morning note. We answer your questions, talk a little bit about the market. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. Bottom right-hand corner is where you click. I think we're at what 3750-ish. So about 250 more subs. We will do a live trading session with me. Can't wait to do it. So make sure to like, subscribe, share our videos. We really do appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Dow futures are down 84 points. Nasdaq futures down 97. S&P futures down about 10, and Russell 2000 index futures are flat. VIX is up about 4%. Crude oil is up about 0.73%. Bitcoin futures down 1%. Gold futures are up 0.32. Silver still taking a little bit of a breather, down 0.71% after that run up. And government bonds, you see here. I'm going to bring up CNBC for this one. CNBC the bonds right now, bond yields are up slightly, 0.592%. And dollar yen is down 72 pips, 106.11. Dollar index is down as well, 95.54. And the euro dollar is up 116.20. So when the dollar goes down, that is good for silver and that is good for commodities and gold. Well, the only commodity that is actually taking, well, I guess you want to call it a little bit of a hit, would be Bitcoin and silver. So overnight, we had some more escalation, more tensions regarding the United States and China regarding closing each other's consulate. The United States is closing down the Chinese consulate in Houston, and the United and China's closing the one in Wuhan and another location, I forget the name. So that's what's kind of pulling back tech a little bit. Pick your excuse, and pulling back stocks. But again, it's just a breather. The way I see it, this is healthy. Things don't just go parabolic straight up either. Even Tesla's down even after a great earnings report. I'll go over that here in a second. So looking at it here, if you want to take a look at ES, I had this discussion with one of our students as well. You could see that 200-day moving average is still kind of holding put as your support level. You see ES support here on 200, 200, 200 day. Again, you'll get some little bit of breaks here and there, but it seems to be holding that pattern so far. So to me, it's still a buying opportunity. Any kind of pullback, I've still bullish. Nothing has changed in my mentality. Yeah, China tensions here and there, but we've had the China trade war issue for about 3 years, and the market still went up. The only thing that really killed it was COVID. Looking at here, SLV, still long SLV, I'm still long GLD, and you could see on the 1 hour chart, still holding up pretty good, just consolidation period if anything. I still think we get a little more of a sharp move up, like I talked about before. Looking at GLD, actually, spot gold just broke $1,900 an ounce. Very nice. Very nice. So again, you could see breaking out now. 178.53 on GLD. 178.75 was the high. I still think we get there. So we just broke 1900 on gold futures. First time since 2011. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I am long GLD. I also long the gold miners as demand goes up. So you're going to see slight rotation into the precious metals from tech, I guess. And then you're starting to get a little bit of rotation into the small caps, IWM. So you may get some rotation to value stocks like dividend stocks, the hospitalities. Again, I guess value, think about it, value that has a little more upside than the consistent growth of tech. Again, tech is a crowded trade. A lot of people do own it. I do as well. Again, I've had I had this post earlier. People say we hear about the craziness of how this market is now the top five, or now 22% of the weight of the S&P. Top five is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Facebook. Those are your top five weighted stocks in the S&P. But I mean, those five stocks are 18% of the freaking earnings and 80% of the EPS growth for the year. So there is a reason why they are the top five. They make the most money. They make the most growth, especially in this COVID environment. So I don't think there's a bubble in regards to tech whatsoever. There will be a hearing that'll be postponed in Congress with the tech CEOs regarding some antitrust stuff. But again, I think any kind of dip, you get a buying opportunity. I bought Apple and Microsoft yesterday, added to it. I'm watching Tesla, see if I can add to that. Again, every time I see a kind of little bit of a dip, I'm looking for opportunity to buy. So that's just me. I like good opportunities to buy some stocks that I've liked for a while and I've been wanting to add. So Tesla's on my watch list. Maybe you're going to go ahead and add. a share or two. Of course, I buy my SpyG every week. And Amazon looks pretty decent, but I'm just waiting for 27.22 to break. I know about $200 more to the downside for Amazon. I think I can get a better price if we get a little bit of a flush. Not flush, but a little bit more of a downside. But Tesla looks pretty decent. I think I'm probably going to buy a share or two today. But other than that, I mean, it's a Friday, guys. Don't trade anything today for today expiry. The only thing that looks really, really good is AMD to the upside, as Intel reported their earnings. We do own AMD. We do love to trade it. So AMD is something on the watch list, something interesting to see. SLV, GLD, AMD. Another name that I'm watching today too is Space. And Space, I own some calls. I had some for this week with our students. It didn't work out, but again, or maybe we get a boost right off the 100. But again, I still like it to the upside, and I would like to actually probably buy more shares. So today I'll probably be doing a little more buying today. AXP also reported as well, and so did Verizon. I don't own any Verizon anymore except for like one share. I had to own a fractional share, and I put that into Apple. So I do like Verizon. I just sold it, so I still have my AT&T. AXP is down 0.69% after earnings. Again, with COVID, people are not going to spend as much. Just keep that in mind, or travel as much. So it's a little bit of a hit. Verizon is up 0.3% pre-market, and they still pay a great dividend. Again, you're not going to get growth from a name like Verizon or AT&T. It's a utility. Their dividend is about 4.4%. It's still a buy in my book, so I still like it, especially with 5G. But for the most part, don't expect tremendous growth. You're just not going to get it. So let's go ahead and answer some questions here. All right, my Tesla calls. Yeah, that's what happened. People got chopped up. Good morning. Good morning. Should I exit the market? What do you mean exit the market? I don't know what you mean. You mean sell everything? That's really up to you. Got Microsoft 220 calls down about 50%. Expiration date's end of August. Oh, for end of August? Yeah, you should get a bounce there. If you really want to salvage some premium, fine, but we're still at $200. We may just break that. I bought some yesterday, some Microsoft, so again, I'm good with it. If you just want to take the L on the 50%, I'm okay with that little haircut and then just look for a better entry. Thoughts on Apple? I'm still bullish long term, but again, all tech is taking a bit of a hit today, guys. Again, it's just the rotation out, especially with the China headlines. It's just the reality of things, guys. Things don't go straight up. But again, all of these tech stocks, in my opinion, are buying opportunities. AIU Gold Trust, I've never traded that, but I'm pretty sure they're up. There you go, AIU. I'd rather just trade GLD personally. Any thoughts on going long on spot? I do own some spot, so I would agree with you going long. Support and resistance for Apple. Your resistance will be 399.82. Your support is 354.77, which is the previous breakout level. Will add to my Facebook and Tesla position today. There you go. Any plays you're taking today? Today's a Friday. I already have a couple of trades for next week, so I'm pretty much just chill mode. I don't see myself doing anything other than investing today, buying some stock for the portfolio, doing some buying. But for calls, I mean, the only thing I'm interested in looking at is AMD. Carlos, what is the website that shows the big stock movers or whatever? Bar chart would be a good way to see it. Market Watch is good too. For Intel, where does it go to? Intel is more of a value name, it's not a growth name. Taking a big hit. Again, they pay a decent dividend and they have cash. But again, if you're looking at daily, I mean, obviously we fell to 52. So let's see on the daily here. It's basically right near support-ish, kind of a support level of 50 on the daily. So, I mean, it's pretty much just been flat, 52 weeks. So not terrible, but again, I still would buy Intel. I'd rather be an AMD and Nvidia personally. Spot calls for 814 hold or cut losses. Depends on the price you got into, but Spotify is nice. Again, you're just getting a rotation out. You still have about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And so what the two? I don't know exactly what strike price you have. If it's 300, you might be hurting. If it's 280, it's not too bad. Calls or puts for next week. I mean, it just depends. We got to see how we open. I'm still long on the precious metals, so it really doesn't matter to me. But again, we got to see every time we get these dips, guys, you get bought. So again, I'm not really worried about us getting a flush job or anything. I still see ES as supporting on that 200-day, and I think we hold it. Tesla 1600, hold or sell. I always say if you have to sell it, if you have to ask, you want to ask if you want to sell, just sell it. I'm buying Tesla. So if you have a 1600 calls, first of all, I wouldn't even trade that. But again, the 1600 calls for when is the question. If you have it for today, it's going to be closed anyways. But if it's for a longer date period, I would hold it. If you were Apple August expiring down 50%, would you hold? Flo, you got to tell me the strike price. I have no idea. Beyond to the downside. I've been saying it. Beyond, yes, it broke the alert, and I've been saying it more to the downside, guys. So that's actually a put. I'm not playing puts today on Beyond, anyways. But again, I've been saying it. It broke that 100-day, that 129 level. So yep, it's a short. What's your profit taking strategy? 40%. That's what we always do for our members. 40% level is our profit, and we move on. Thoughts on BA? BA is definitely a volatile one, but again, straight to the downside still. I own the stock, and again, more headlines come in. I'd rather you just not play it, honestly. It's just pretty much ranging. Unless you break 170 to the downside, I wouldn't touch it. Uh, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, QQQ, Tesla. Yes, I own all these except Qs. How do you feel about the airlines? The only airline I like is Delta. The only other one I like is Love, if you're looking for an investment. Other than that, I'm not touching them. 400 strike for the Apple. That's too far out, man. Just close it and then see if you could re-enter. How was your Disney trip? It was great. It was very great. Thank you. Under 125, Beyond is a little ugly. It's very ugly if you get to below 125, and I think we do. And we are there. BAC, you see Warren load up? Yeah, yeah, I know Warren is loading up on Bank of America. What I also find funny about Warren, who I love, is that most of his bulk of his profits are from one company, Apple, his largest holding. So for all that, you would think he would be adding more Apple. He adds more banks. I have no idea why, but that's him. He's probably the old school. He's still the old school. He likes the banks and the railroads like it's monopoly. Do you also have a loss taking strategy? Yeah, 1 to 4% risk. I mean, if the premium gets chopped, the last time I remember I closed early was a square trade that I had with my students, and I saved the premium 60%. The thing soared 300% the next 2 days because I closed early. So the best bet, guys, is to have your risk set up 1 to 4%. Let's say $400 is your max risk. And if you lose it, fine, you move on. That's your max risk. But hold on to it. You don't know what these markets, they could soar. So again, give yourself some breathing room. If you are worried about your trade, you're too over leveraged. Your position is too much. No, I don't follow. Well, actually, I love him on Twitter. DTG, Daily Day Trader, which is Barstool president. I love him. I love him. I loved him when he was in Barstool and he was doing sports. So I think that him trading now is great. I can't say I follow his strategy or anything. I don't watch him live. Obviously, I'm working, but I love him. I think he's great. I think he's fun. What percentage do you recommend use students for stop loss? 1 to 4% risk. There is no percentage. 1 to 4%. The position is your stop loss. You have to give time for trades to run. Any thoughts on the train technology? I have never heard of them. Never heard of them. I can look at the chart for you, and you could see there's some one drop here, and you're not 105 or 42. Running at 105.42. It is some upside here. Let's see the daily. Ah, okay. If you want to buy it, maybe break 112 first and there's a gap to fill right at 127, but I've never heard of this name, so I'm just going by the chart. Carlos says patience. Always. You gotta have patience, guys. And we had a really great week, honestly. Even if IWM is a loss, I'll take it. I mean, Silver was amazing. QQQ was amazing. Twitter was amazing. AMD was a 3-minute trade. I'll take that every day of the week, man. That's a great week. I'm up this week, and I know everyone else is. So I'm happy. Com chart. I don't know what com is. Is it Qualcomm or just COMM? Com? CommScope Holdings? I've never heard of this name, but the chart is not showing me anything, just basically just treading water. And 1125 is your 200. Break that, I guess we're gonna get some upside, but nothing interesting to me there. Nothing there, honestly. What's interesting is AMD with that big pop. AMD looks really good. 1 to 4% total portfolio. He doesn't offer exit trades. Once there is a call, he's been into the end of the most cases, not 1 to 4% on the table. Yeah, always 1 to 4% is what I do. It works for me. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that people like to over leverage and go all in into something, and that's not going to work. So it looks like Tesla's getting a little bit more of a hit. Do you think SLV will continue to rally? Yes, I talked about that in the previous videos. There's a gap to fill on the daily on SLV. So yes, I am bullish on SLV. Again, the level that I have, nice actually is the gap to fill on the weekly. It's right here at 25.28. That's my target. So I'm still bullish, very bullish on the commodities and the precious metals. Look at Tesla now. I think Tesla is breaking down a little bit. Oh no. Ah, there you go. Breaking down below 14.23. Very nice. I might just have to buy a couple of shares today. Thoughts on Apple and Nvidia? Nvidia, Apple, I'm still long, of course. I still own it. Nvidia, I'm still long, of course. But again, in regards to trading, I have not traded it on Apple, not calls anyways. I think that Apple should be able to get back to the previous all-time high, 354.77. At that case, I'll probably buy some more shares. But again, everything is just rotation out with this China stuff. Nvidia broke down a little bit, 355.69 pre-market. There's a little bit of a gap there. And now it's kind of at support around 392. So uh, pretty nice. Again, guys, you've had a big run up in tech. This is completely natural. You'll get some profit taking here and there. It's the most profitable sector of the S&P this year. What more could you want? Should we cut space? Why would he cut space? Cut what? Do whatever you want, but I'm saying cut. It's Friday. I don't know why people have this necessity to do something today. Maybe sometimes you just need to sit on your hands. That's okay. It's a good bet to get into calls for GLD next week. I think it's a great bet because I'm in it. LMT thoughts. I love LMT long term. I don't own it. I sold it, but LMT is a great company to own long term. You're not going to get a lot of growth on it. Just a heads up. You'll get a dividend, but that's it. Uh, so 25 target. Yep, you're welcome. CGC. So 24% for losses. What do you mean 24% for losses? I don't know what that means. And no, I don't do that. 10K challenge. Woohoo. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Excuse me, Netflix under 474-ish flush time. I actually bought some more Netflix week after the earnings report, so I'm happy with it. I think I'd probably reload below 400 if we get some more of a downside. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt we get below that. But either way. All right, so we'll go ahead and leave it there. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Thank you so much for joining me every day this week. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. G.A.R Capital on Gmail. That's my email address. On YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, want to get to 4,000 subs so we can do the live trading together. Really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. The only really thing I'm watching today, SLV, GLD, AMD. AMD looks interesting. Take a look at that one. Could be a play. But the precious metals are coming back. You take a look at it. You had a little bit of a pullback yesterday, but could be an ATM move, meaning cash out. All right, guys. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, guys.